Hey everyone, real quick before I start, I just wanted to say that this is a trial run for a potential series. If this is something you want to see more of, please like and subscribe so that I know you want more. Anyways, enjoy. I would say that this is where the story starts, but as you'll come to find, the story started a long, long time ago. Yet, this is where you begin. A new soul to the world. And you came at a perfect time. Just in time to see this wimpy-looking guy try to get a job. The brutally hot sun beats down onto him, the pavement radiating with heat as he stands outside of Freddy's pizzeria. The crowd can be heard from outside. After all, there's never a dull moment at Freddy's. He slowly makes his way towards the front doors, looking into the sign-in area, where the long line awaits him. He wondered if he should go home, but his thoughts were covered up by a thick layer of fog. He opened the door to the ring of a bell, marking that someone had entered the building. His vision tunneled, making it near impossible to make out what was in front of him. But one thing he could see for certain was a short brunette sitting behind the counter, taking people's names and signing them in with a smile. So happy. So cheerful. She doesn't deserve what's going to happen to her. None of them do, but I suppose I'm getting ahead of myself. The line slowly inched forward, person by person, slowly making their way into the dining area. As many tables as possible are crammed into that room from wall to wall. All so they can see the stars of the show. The main stage. 3 gorgeous animatronic girls were in the middle of a performance. Freddy was singing her heart out, but while Bonnie was jamming out on her guitar and Chica was dancing across the stage. His eyes wouldn't focus before, but they had no problem focusing on them. But not all of them. Just Freddy. He couldn't take his eyes off of her. It looked like he had a little crush. Big time. Or maybe he had another reason for it. As Freddy looked through the crowd, making vulgar expressions and gestures to all the people sitting closest to the stage, as if begging them to come have a piece of her, knowing full well they aren't allowed. What a tease. She does all this without breaking her rhythm and never missing a beat. Until she caught the gaze of our man here at the entrance. At first she went off pitch, but then completely froze. She stood there motionless on stage. Lifeless. A cough came from behind the man in the line, followed by an angsty voice.
You gonna move up, buddy? Or should I go around you?
The man snapped back to reality for a long enough moment to move up to the front desk. The girl at the desk twirled her hair and stared off into space as she clicked her pen a few times. Her gaze shifted from the ceiling to our protagonist. She nearly shot out of her seat.
Are you okay? You don't look so good. Should I call somebody?
Every word she uttered raised more and more alarm in her voice. One of his eyes shifted over towards the panicking girl, locking onto her name tag. Then he spoke in an exhausted tone.
I'm fine, Allie. My name is Abe. I'm here for an interview.
Almost like a switch flipped on her face, changed from worried to confused.
You? You're the guy I was told to look out for? Okay. Walk across the dining hall and you will see a door labeled Manager's Office. Give that a few knocks and Veronica should let you in.
Abe lumbers out of the sign-in room and makes his way across the dining hall, catching the eyes of just about everyone in there. His zombie-like walk even stops the animatronics for a brief moment. Freddy's eyes black out, and powers down in the middle of the performance. Chica and Bonnie take this moment of the crowd's diverted attention to try and wake her up. To no avail. Abe props himself up next to the manager's door and lets off 3 raps. No noise came from inside. Not until the door creaked open, revealing a skinny but busty girl. Her eyes were a deep amethyst purple, much like her hair. She wore shiny magenta lipstick, which complemented the symmetry of her gorgeous face nicely.
You must be Abe, the guy coming for the night guard position. Come on in. We're just going to do a quick interview, and if everything goes well, you'll be our new night guard.
Her gentle voice caressed his face and acted as a guide, leading him into the room and placing him on an old wooden chair. He leaned back and sunk into the chair, slowly sliding down towards the floor. Across the table sits the beautiful girl. She began to speak, but the loud ringing in Abe's ears only allowed him to make out a few words.
Night guard position.
In an instant, he snaps out of his stupor. His vision returns to normal, and he looks around frantically, as if trying to get his bearings. He looks lost, confused.
Abe.
Her voice snaps him back to attention.
Yeah?
He replied.
I said I would like to get to know the person applying for the night guard position. Just talk about yourself.
Her kind tone tempting him to spill his wildest secrets. Lucky for him, he doesn't remember any of them.
I'm 19. I had a mechanic job a while ago, so I'm good with machines. And I've got some pretty bad insomnia, so you won't have to worry about me sleeping on the job. Heh. Heh.
He laughed nervously as he finished his sentence, quickly stopping when she wasn't laughing.
So, you say you've had a mechanic job. Do you have a resume I could see?
She could tell something was up. Having said that, it wouldn't take a genius to tell there's something wrong with him.
No, I don't think so.
Abe quickly checked each of his pockets as his voice trailed off. He found a crumpled paper ball in his pocket. Unfurling the sheet, it read in pencil across the top, "Resume," followed by one line beneath, "Mechanic." No dates, no places of employment, just that he was a mechanic. She reached her hand across the desk.
Is that your resume? Mind if I see?
Abe quickly crumpled the paper back up into a ball and chucked it across the room into a trash can.
Nope, not my resume, just, some garbage I had. I unfortunately don't have a resume, but I'm hardworking.
He sunk into himself, knowing full well of how dumb that sounded. Just then, there was a quick knock on the door, as if his savior has come to save him from this terrible interview. It swiftly opened by Abby. Her expression was one of worry.
Hey, Veronica, I know you're really busy, but I need your help out here. There's something wrong with Freddy. She's glitching and her joints are scraping.
Veronica shot out of her seat.
Well, don't just leave her up there. Let's take her to parts and service.
She quickly made her way across the room. Abe sat there awkwardly in the center. Veronica stopped just before leaving.
Right. Before I forget. You're not much, Abe, but you're the only person who applied. So, you're hired. Show up at 12 o'clock tonight and head directly to the office at the back. A uniform will be there and a task helper to tell you what to do tonight as well as the rules of the job.
She darted out the door or over to the main stage to help Abby. Abe's jaw hit the floor. He couldn't believe it. He was hired. That went terribly, and yet he lucked out to be the only person who applied. Abe's eyes followed her as she watched them power off a malfunctioning Freddy and carry her away towards the back room. He sat there for a moment and pondered the question.
How did I get here?